Millz Young here. Who's ready to bet on UFC? Me. That's who. So I'm back. I'm going to be going over all the fights for this week's UFC Fight Night, headlined by Barboza by Yusuff. But we have about 12 fights to talk about, man. We got some real good, interesting matchups, man. A lot of good fights on the card. So let's get it started, man. First fight of the night we're going to be talking about is going to be the women's fight of the night. Ashley Yoder comes in 8 wins, 5 losses, taking on Emily Ducote, 12 wins, and roughly around, what is this? Where is she sitting at? 8 losses now? Oh, wow. Yeah, Emily Ducote then took a couple of losses now, man. All right, let's get down to it. Emily Ducote, man, big favorite on the card. Opened up a -3-1 favorite on there. I know a lot about her. I followed her when she was in Invicta. I interviewed her a couple of times. But her last couple of times out in the UFC wasn't able to get the win. Lost against Lupe Godinez. Had a couple of fights with Polyana Viana that got canceled. And then had a fight with Angela Hill, and she lost in that one too. So she's literally 0-2 in the last 2 fights in the UFC. Taking on a fighter that everybody thought already retired, Ashley Yoder in here. She hasn't been looking good in her last couple of fights either. If we're talking about a losing streak, she definitely has one that, you can speak about. But let's talk about the fighting styles that both women possess. Ashley Yoder's going to be called the Spider Monkey. Why? Because she tries to creep up to you, get you down to the ground and submit you. If she can't do that, she's going to stay on the feet. It ain't going to be nothing nice. Okay, she's on a 2-fight losing streak too. But before that, man, she was even on another win, won 1 fight, and then lost another 2. And when it comes down to it though, man, I'm going to be going with Ducote in this one to get it done. Not going to speak too much on it. I think Ducote should get it done in this one, bounce back on track. Seems like the UFC is throwing her like a easy fight to get back on track. Next fight on the card, Chris Gutierrez takes on Alateng. Okay, this fight right here, Chris Gutierrez was supposed to be facing Montel Jackson about 2 weeks or last week out. He got pulled off the card and got rescheduled with this one. From what I heard, man, Chris Gutierrez opened up like, just a slight favorite, like a -130 out there on the books, and they got bet all the way up to a -300 out there. So he's like a -300 favorite out there, roughly around that price tag. Shop around for your best line, but he's taking on the fighter to where the fighter that he's taking on is going to have one thing that can possess problems for him, and that's power, man. Alateng comes with power out there, man. He's a little short, stocky fighter out there. Chris Gutierrez is going to be spamming the leg kicks in them, so I think in this one, you could take Chris Gutierrez to win by decision, but this is one to where if you guys just parlay it just based on the fact of, somebody being a -3-1 favorite now in the books and think that the fight's going to go your way, sometimes it don't, folks, so you guys got to do a little bit more deeper and dig into it. Sometimes, always taking those big favorites and parlaying them isn't the way to go, if you ask me. I like even parlaying like a -180 with, something else, or just 2 fighters that you really just are confident in to win. It don't matter the price tag. That's a lesson for you guys out there betting MMA. So sometimes you guys parlay the 2 biggest favorites and say, okay, they just have to win. They just have to win. Not all the time, folks. You can find something way with the lower price tag that's going to get you a way better, plus money price tag at the end. Third fight on the card. All right, another women's fight. Melissa Dixon making a UFC debut, 5-0, taking on Arina Alekseeva. Okay, Arina Alekseeva, aka the Russian Ronda Rousey. Last time out, she made a UFC debut was against Stephanie Egger. She missed weight by, I think, by a Subway sandwich or 5 of those. She missed weight by like 5 pounds. Hopped on the scale, did a flex, went out there and made a meme off it. But she made a meme off of that Stephanie Egger, man. She finished her, I think, with like a rolling knee bar or something. She was out there throwing for the amount of time that she was out there. Melissa Dixon's going to be making her debut. She's one of those girls that's going to be going for takedowns, kind of a top control type fighter. I haven't seen too much on her, but what the tape that I have seen on her, I do like out there, man. She was able to pull it out in some tough fights that I did some tape study on. She's a slight favorite on the card. I think she's gonna be able to get this one done. The gas take on Arena Alexieva is always questionable, so I think Melissa Dixon could get this one done. I would even say if it goes past mid-second round, even a late finish for Melissa Dixon can get it done with some ground and pound in this one. Next fight on the card, they just put this one on there, man. Terrence McKinney, 14 wins, 6 losses, taking on Brandon Marriott, 18 wins, 1 loss. Terrence McKinney, big favorite on there, minus 500 on there. Okay, he's one of those fighters that's has a questionable gas tank and fight IQ if it goes past round 2. But for the first round that he's in, oh man, it's entertaining and exciting, man. I think Terrence McKinney's going to get this one done. Go ahead and take Terrence McKinney to get it done inside the distance in this one. Okay, that one, like I said, it's a big favorite on the card. And his opponent, speaking on him honestly, I really don't know too much about him. So, and I'm usually the guy that tries to say, hey, stay away from Terrence McKinney in spots. Yeah, but I think he finishes him in this one. Next fight on the card, I like this girl a lot. Tarina Lesboa, man, she looked good in her debut last time out. 6-2 fighter from Brazil, taking on Ravina Oliveira, 7-1-1. She's making her UFC debut. Tarina Lesboa looked good out there, man. She finished her last opponent inside the distance. Was able to cash some money on her with that one. She's a big favorite in this one. She's a minus 300 favorite in there. Her opponent, we haven't seen too much tape study on, but the thing that we have seen, everybody that she's been fighting doesn't have good records. It's like a different promotion every single time, meaning that she's not even like fighting twice in the same promotion before. None of these promotions that she fought in that we heard of. I think Tarina Lesboa gets this one done, folks. This is one that I really like right here. If you guys are looking for a parlay piece, I think this is a solid parlay piece right here. If you guys could parlay that with one fighter if you guys like. But yeah, I think Tarina Lesboa gets it done. Real fan of hers, man. She's vicious. She's a Muay Thai fighter. Good kickboxing, good striking. She was able to submit her opponent out there. So she showed, hey, man, if you take me down to the mat, I'll make it tap. All right, so I think she's going to get it done inside the distance in this one. If it ain't going to be a sub, it's going to be some of those. All right, Tarina Lesboa gets it done in that one. Moving on down to the card, Darren Elkins, veteran of the sport. 27 wins, 11 losses, taking on TJ Brown. You know how he gets down. 17 wins, 10 losses. Okay. Darren Elkins, he's one of those guys that goes out there and he's going to be fighting from the minute to the beginning to the end. Doesn't matter if his face is bloody or not. He's going to be shooting for takedowns, okay? You know, he trains out there, I want to say, with that team Alpha Male, you know, so he has that pedigree of, you know, always training around good competitors and good fighters in the gym. TJ Brown's the slight favorite on this one, though, folks. Darren Elkins, I think, is live in this one, man. TJ Brown is a decent fighter, but nothing is great or good. He doesn't do nothing special. And he'll let you stay around in the fight too. So Darren Elkins is there to where, hey man, he's fought the way better competition. And I think he knows what to do in the later fights to where it's like, hey, if it's close, I know if I do this, I could maybe get the win, maybe get that veteran push on the way out. You know, UFC and judges seem to reward the guys that they used to remember fighting back then. So I think the dog's out the cage in this one, folks. I'm going to be taking a shot with Darren Elkins in this one, man. Next fight on the card is going to be on the main card, man. This one's a banger, though, right here, man. Christian Rodriguez, 9 wins, 1 loss, taking on Cameron Simon, 9-0. The lines opened up to us a slight pick 'em on each side. Christian Rodriguez was a minus 110. Now he's up to a minus 140 out there. You know, Christian Rodriguez was able to spoil the dreams of Raul Rojos Jr., the undefeated, young kid prospect who was going out there talking like he was going to be champion in the next 3 fights. He was able to, you know, withstand that first round, getting his back take, and then win by decision. Since then, I mean, not even since then. He's coming up from Anthony Pettis fight promotion, you know. So he trains out there at Rufus Sport too, so I think he's an up-and-coming fighter. I like what he has to offer, you know. But Cameron Simon on the other side, he's a guy that's making his third or fourth fight now in the UFC walk, coming out of South Africa over there with Dricus du Plessis from that camp. I was able to see him fight live, make his debut in a fight that he was losing. Actually, he got a point taken away. He was getting taken down, but he was able to withdraw all that and still finish his opponent. Bounced back around, got another win, but wasn't fighting, real good guys in the UFC yet. This is going to be a tough task for Cameron Simon out here. But I'm going to go with my guy. I'm going to go with my gut. And I'm going to go with my, guns. I'm going to stick to him. Cameron Simon, I think, is a good underdog in this one, man. He's got a nice a good plus money price tag along with them inside there. It's a fight to where I think it's going to be a tough one either way it goes. But I think, yeah, man, I'm gonna just go with what I've been going with, and he's been making money for me so far. But I think I'm going with the dog in this one, man. I see a lot of people hopping on Christian Rodriguez. I get it, but I like Cameron Simon in there, and I think, man, he can go out here and get it done, man. He has power in those punches. That's the difference, Christian Rodriguez, sometimes it seems like he's fighting out there to fight. When I'm seeing Cameron Simon in there, he's finishing opponents a little bit, a little bit more on a higher rate that I've seen so far. Like both fighters, though. All right, next fight on the main card. It's going to be a rematch. A fight that took place, I want to say, like a month ago. Edgar Chairez, 10 wins, 5 losses, taking on Daniel Lacerda, 11 wins, 5 losses. Both these fighters were fighting last time out. What happened was Edgar Chairez had him in a submission, had him in a headlock or whatever. The referee thought Lacerda went out, checked his hand, and called the fight off. And come to find out, he wasn't out. The fight went as a no contest. But with that fight, the odds was like, I think Chairez was like maybe like a minus 180 or something. Maybe. I don't remember. Long story short, he opened up on this one a minus 220, minus 250. He's all the way up to like a minus 320 out here. Minus 300, Man, he's big on the books. It keeps going up day by day. I get it, I guess, but a lot of times when you see fighters that take on a second fight, it doesn't look the same as the first one, especially when he got submitted like that. Daniel Lacerda, I'm surprised he's in the UFC, man. 0-4 in the UFC. But the UFC stuck him around. If he loses this one, shit, I even think if he wins this one, he's done, man. But, yeah, man, I think Edgar Chairez gets it done in this one, folks. Next fight on the card. Got a banger. Banger alert. Before we get to that banger, let me know, man, what you guys doing today, man? What day are you guys watching this video on? What did you guys think about Grant Dawson and Bobby Green last week, man? Wow. So shocked, so surprised, right? Bobby Green goes out there, biggest underdog on the card to Grant Dawson, the main event, and just drops him. One hit just drops him. I mean, I lost money on that night, man. Oh, yes, I did. Yes. Grant Dawson versus Bobby Green last week was crazy. Besides that, we was covering Bellator live over there. Got a lot of interviews with a lot of the fighters out there. Did you guys catch any of the Bellator events that went on last week with Kamaru Usman Nurmagomedov versus Brent Primus, Chris Cyborg and stuff? But back to the bangers now. So let me know what you guys are betting on so far on this card, man. Because this fight right here is going to be another one I like. Michel Pereira is going to be taking on Andrew Petroski in this one on short notice. Short notice for Petroski. Pereira is supposed to be taking on Marc-André Barrière. Okay? Pereira stepping up now in a different weight class. Why? Because the last time he was supposed to be fighting at welterweight against Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Came in way overweight and the fight got canceled. And, yeah, he caused a lot of problems in there to where Wonderboy Thompson wanted his money. Long story short, Michel Pereira is moving up now, man. I didn't want to see this because he was on like a 5-fight win streak in the welterweight division. I think he posed problems for a lot of people in there. He's a big guy for that division. Still a big guy in this division. Fast, twitchy fighter. Great striking. Good takedown defense, too. But the guy that he's facing, man, he's a takedown machine specialist, man. And, like, when he gets on top of you, is vicious sometimes, but he's taking it on short notice though. Andrew Petrosky's been putting in some time over at Bang Muay Thai, changing up his camp as of late. I do expect to see some more striking out of him. I love to see that and hear that about fighters, okay? Because why? Because he's great at takedowns, jiu-jitsu, and wrestling, right? So he's already at his one camp, Henzo Gracie or something, right? He switches it up, goes out to a striking camp in Thailand. You know, that's really trying to better your skills, and that's what I think a lot of fighters should be doing, and they don't. They still stick with the same gym, the same thing. I give him props in there. I think he's going to go back there when he's done. But who cares about that? I like Michel Pereira in this one, man. It's one of those guys to where I've been betting him and I've been profitable and I've been making money with him. He's one of my guys. I'm sticking to it in this one, man. I think Michel Pereira is going to be able to pepper him up with volume, dance around the cage, literally, and then, you know, outstrike him and win a decision, you know. If it stays on the feet, which I think Petrosky will maybe get some takedowns or get him a clinch up against the cage, but I think Michel Pereira is going to be man enough and big enough to get back up and, you know, outlet him with strikes. So I'm going to take Michel Pereira in this one. I even think he wins by decision, or if not, third round finish. All right, next fight on the card. Got another banger. Fight of the night potential. Gotta be. Jonathan Martinez taking on Adrian Yanez. 18 wins, 4 losses for Jonathan Martinez. 16 wins, 4 losses for Adrian Yanez. Adrian Yanez, last fight night, coming up for a loss against Rob Font. In a fight that he was a -160 favorite. Both those guys were standing in the pocket. Rob Font caught him and dropped him. And it was it. Before that, though, Yanez was catching him. They were going back and forth, okay? Back and forth. He lost, took some time off. Now he's back. Back though, right? As an underdog, taking on Jonathan Martinez. Jonathan Martinez was able to get that win, decision over Said Nurmagomedov, his last fight out, and before that, he put out Cub Swanson too. So you know he's been looking good in his fights out. Beyond that too, the fight resume of Jonathan Martinez is good, man. He's been fighting the top tier competitors for a while. This is a fight that I've been back and forth on. I'm not going to lie with you guys, man. I started off Adrian Yanez. Why? Because Adrian Yanez is one of those guys I've been betting on and making money with him. Only lost with him once. This fight approach, I've been betting with Jonathan Martinez a lot. Probably only lost with him maybe once, you know, if that, you know. So I had to take a step back on this one and take my guy out of this and take my gut. And I just looked at it from a different approach in this one. So in this one, Jonathan Martinez opened up a pick'em on there. Now it was a -125 on there. I think I see why. I think Jonathan Martinez is going to get this one done, folks. I think he has more ways to win the fight. He can extend the rounds. Adrian Yanez is a counter puncher. So that means he's going to let you go first. And if you're going first and getting out of the way, like Jonathan Martinez can do with those leg kicks, I think he can even win by decision. I think Jonathan Martinez gets this one done. It hurts me to say because I'm a big Adrian Yanez fan. Interviewed him 2 times before he even, But I think Jonathan Martinez gets this one done. Take that out of it. Yeah, okay. Co-main event, Jennifer Maia versus Viviane Araújo. Jennifer Maia is a -130 favorite, -150 favorite, I think. Viviane Araújo is on a 2-fight losing streak. Jennifer Maia has been able to fight and win over the better girls in the competition. Just came off of a win over one of my favorite fighters, Casey O'Neill. And then, got some other good wins in the other fighters too. Viviane Araújo, she was supposed to be fighting Casey O'Neill, but something happened. Casey O'Neill will be fighting soon. Stay tuned for that against Aaron Lipsky. But I think Jennifer Maia gets it done. Main event time, Sodiq Yusuff taking on Edson Barboza. Another fight I've been kind of back and forth with. Sodiq Yusuff always been one of those guys I've been always betting with. He's a -150, -160 favorite out there, But he's been taking a layoff. Hasn't fought in about a year, I want to say. Edson Barboza, last fight out, he was able to get that win against Billy Q. Before that, he took a loss to Bryce Mitchell and somebody else, I forget who. But he's one of those guys to where his striking is there, man. And Sodiq Yusuff is there sometimes to get hit and can do the chicken legs sometimes. I've been going back and forth on this one, man. Shit. I think the dog could be out the cage in this one, man. I'm going to just be honest with you. Same thing. I got to stick to it. I'm a fan of Sadiq Yusuff, but I haven't seen him fight recently enough and to know what's his game plan and what's he going to do and how's he going to react when he gets hit, man, because Edson Barboza's nice. I think the dog's out the cage in this one, man, but I'm going to go with Sadiq Yusuff, man. Got to go with Super Sadiq, man. Let's go, man. Super Sadiq Yusuff, get it done. Clinch him up against the cage, take him down, make it an ugly fight, and let's get this win, Sadiq. All right, I got you on this one. Sadiq Yusuff gets it done, man. All right, now look, if you guys want to see what I'm betting on, my best bets, head on over to the site Pick Dawgz, man. We got it all up there for you guys. You can't go wrong. I'm going to give you guys a solid parlay that I like in here that should get you paid. Take Torino Lesboa. That'd be leg number 1. And then go ahead and parlay that with, let's see. Ah, man. I would say Jenner, maybe Torino Lesboa and Edgar Chairez. Those, man, 2-leg parlay should get it done right there for you guys. All right, smash the like button for me on your guys' way out. Leave a comment below, and hey, man, it's all right. Sometimes, you know, sometimes it just ain't meant to be. Sometimes it ain't. But I kind of knew that, though. I was the guy that took the Phillies plus 1.5 game for the series. Premium play. I mean, don't bet on your team sometimes. Take it out. Don't bet on your heart. Just go ahead and pick up the Pick Dawgz and be smart, man. All right? Take your team out of it sometimes. But you guys want the picks? Go to Pick Dawgz. We got it there for you.